We don't know if it's smart. Okay. Gek.
Venturing into abandoned buildings alone can be terrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone, or something, you'd rather never meet? Like this first encounter, shared by SCPC. SPCP is the channel of Bobby, an explorer known for seeking out places long forgotten, abandoned homes, decaying structures, and the shadows they leave behind. His videos are quiet and deliberate, meant to capture not just the appearance of these places, but the atmosphere that clings to them. On this night, his curiosity led him to a hilltop in Corona, California, where a house stood empty against the skyline. What began as another late-night exploration would slowly twist into something far more unsettling.
Dang, it's really, really dark. Let me get a little closer and show you guys this house. Dang. So just a quick backstory. I've been wanting to come here for a very long time, but never got the chance.
From a distance, the house is barely more than a silhouette, but up close, its age shows. The building clings to the hillside, precarious against the wind, and its isolation makes every sound feel louder, every creak, every echo magnified by the silence of the night. Inside, the air is stale and heavy, disturbed only by sudden bursts of wings. For a moment, it feels less like an empty house and more like a living thing, exhaling in bursts, reminding them of just how alone they really are up here.
It's definitely creepy because this place is like no joke. Careful, you got birds over here that'll scare you. This place is way up in the hills, man. You guys saw as we were driving in. Just wanted to get out here, you know? Mostly because it's abandoned. It's creepy, but more importantly, ooh, I hope this deck is safe. Feels a little bouncy. Just try to stick to the outsides, you know? You hear me?
Yes.
Like I wouldn't venture off to the edge that much. I would hate for this thing to fall. There's a few other structures here. Low key, we just came real quick. I had to be in Corona anyways. And I'd seen I think 1 or 2 videos about this place. Finally made it. I love this bizarre art. These guys print these pictures. I don't have no idea who that is. Anybody know who that is?
Room after room tells fragments of forgotten lives. Even in ruin, the house holds a personality of its own, one that feels uneasy, almost watchful. And while the impressive graffiti art scattered across the walls momentarily distracts from the unease, the eerie stillness of the house never truly lifts. The structure grows weaker the further they move. Ceilings sag under the weight of years. Beams bow inward as if ready to collapse, reminding them that the risk here isn't only in what can be seen, but what might give way beneath their feet at any moment. It is a fragile beauty, but one that comes with the constant awareness that the house could easily decide to take him down with it. But the real unease begins not inside, but outside. As they make their way back to the road, the exit is no longer clear.
Okay, so check this out. We were leaving this location and the road was blocked. There were 2 guys in 2 different cars blocking the entrance and the exit. I could not get out of there. And one of them approached my car and asked me what I was doing. I told him I was just taking some pictures, and he said, "It gets shady around here. I wouldn't come back." Well, they look pretty shady themselves. I'm not sure if they were attempting to jack me and they changed their mind, but I'm just glad I got out of there in one piece.
Hey, on this side, you'll fall off right here.
Go to the right?
To the right.
That good? All right. Appreciate it, Doug. Yeah, for sure. Have a good one. Yep. All right. Yeah, super sketchy.
When the doors opened and two men stepped out, the mood shifted instantly. Their faces, half lost in shadow against the dim glow of headlights, carried no expression Bobby could read. In that instant, the abandoned house behind him felt almost safer than the road ahead. Whether these men were simply hanging around the property or had intentions far less innocent is something Bobby will never know. What he did know was simple. He was outnumbered, isolated, and far from any kind of help. The night had turned from eerie to threatening in the span of seconds. Eventually, the cars moved, and the way out was opened. Bobby and his friend left without incident, but the silence of that drive back carried a heavy reminder. Not every risk in exploration lies in collapsing roofs or forgotten decay. Sometimes, the most unpredictable danger comes not from the past, but from those who still claim the ruins as their own. Explorers often enter abandoned spaces expecting silence, only to find their safety tested by those still lingering in the shadows. And as Bobby discovered that night in Corona, the real threat doesn't always come from the building itself. The same truth would soon reveal itself to Cody, who stepped into a place far larger, far older, and filled with its own unsettling presence. An abandoned prison that still seemed to breathe with life. Hey, creepy community, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm giving away $1,000 in cash to the ultimate creepy superfan. So, how can you enter? It's simple. Step 1. Subscribe to my two new channels, CreepyVids and ScaryVids. Step 2. Like the very first video on each channel. Step 3. Leave a creepy comment under every video I upload in the next 2 weeks. On the 22nd of September, I'll choose one winner who's been the most active, the most supportive, and who's dropped the creepiest, most original comments. Want to win $1,000? Then leave your mark. Everywhere. Let's make it creepy. Let's make it legendary. Exploring with Cody is a channel built on curiosity for forgotten places, the kinds of sites that carry both history and unease. And in this video, Cody, together with two close friends, sets out to explore an abandoned prison on a hilltop, a place that has stood silent for decades, its past etched into rusted bars and decaying walls. The plan was simple: walk through, document the ruins, and share the experience with viewers. But like so many explorations, what began as curiosity would soon turn into something far more tense.
Josh? We just did a shot walking down this corridor, and I just felt like a guard. Like, this is what it would feel like if I was like a guard walking around, just like looking in the rooms at night with a flashlight.
From the very beginning, the weight of the prison makes itself known. Endless corridors stretch out in front of them, lined with rows of cells that once held countless lives. Each step echoes off concrete, the kind of hollow sound that amplifies the emptiness of the building. Light beams cut through the dark, illuminating fragments of rust, broken fixtures, and the remnants of lives long since removed. It is history that can still be felt in the bones of the building.
This was built in 1837. This is like one of the oldest buildings in this town. And not many people get to see it. Someone left their clothes here. Looks like someone was drying their clothes out or something. I definitely feel like I'm in The Walking Dead right now. Oh, they had fire in here. Whatever was in here, they just burned everything. Look at this char. It still smells kind of fresh, actually.
The further they go, the more unsettling signs appear. These aren't just artifacts of the past. They are recent, fresh, proof that people have been here. The realization shifts the atmosphere. The prison no longer feels empty. It feels occupied, though not in the way it once was.
Oh, there's a huge cooler. This is, oh my god. This is definitely where people live. Wow. Holy. So many clothes up here. That's a thermal blanket for when it gets cold. Zombie makeup kit. Wow. Holy crap. There's definitely people living here. Needles. And a lighter. Oh my god. Jesus. It's quite the collection of shoes up here. Get a fishing pole. Feels like we're going through a horror movie right now. With this fish eye. Looks like we're a monster. Yeah.
Room by room, the evidence grows. Blankets, coolers, shoes, fishing poles, even needles. The marks of lives lived here in the shadows. The prison may be abandoned by the state, but it is not abandoned by those seeking shelter. And for Cody and his friends, this is where the danger lies. The structures themselves are crumbling, but the unpredictability of encountering someone who calls this place home is far more unnerving.
So guys, we're just on the 4th floor taking pictures, and Josh went into one of the cells, and he found a guy who was sleeping. We hope he was sleeping. We just left him, we didn't say anything, and we're just kind of leaving him be to do whatever he wants.
While moving through one of the upper levels, Cody peers into a cell and finds someone inside. Motionless. Asleep. Or perhaps not. It is impossible to know. The decision is immediate. Leave quietly, disturb nothing, and hope to get out without being noticed. The silence in that moment is deafening, the tension heavy with the knowledge that one wrong move could turn this exploration into something far more dangerous.
We just explored this abandoned prison. We just saw someone. They left. We don't say anything. We think they're passed out because of drugs, but we're not sure. We heard something fall on the other side, so we're about to get out now, and it's raining.
And then, just as they were ready to leave, another figure appeared. It was clear now. This prison, long abandoned on paper, is still very much alive with those who remain inside. Leaving the site behind, Cody carries with him more than just footage of rusted bars and empty cells. This exploration was a reminder that in places like this, the past and present overlap in unsettling ways. The real danger isn't always the history of what these walls once held, but the uncertainty of who still walks them now. Some abandoned places invite exploration. Others remind you that stepping inside means sharing space with lives you do not understand and risks you cannot predict. Walking through a prison's decaying cells is unnerving enough, But the moment you realize you aren't alone, everything changes. Cody's experience made it clear. The past isn't the only thing explorers uncover. And for Bobby, exploring a quiet vintage house in California, that reality came to his doorstep in broad daylight. Bobby, the creator behind the channel SCPC, set out during the day to explore a vintage house in Murrieta, California. From the outside, the place looked abandoned. Weathered wood, dated design, and the kind of stillness that makes a structure feel forgotten. But just as Bobby and his friend prepared to head inside, their plans were interrupted.
Oh, how you doing?
A man appeared outside the property, confronting them before they could take another step. His tone was sharp, his words quick to challenge their presence.
You the homeowner?
Pardon me?
You the homeowner?
Yeah, what do you need?
Oh, we weren't sure if this was abandoned.
What?
We weren't sure if this was abandoned. If you're the
No, it's
homeowner.
not abandoned.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, what we do is we explore historic buildings, and we have a
It's not
YouTube channel.
historic.
It's not? It looks pretty old.
No, it's only 1953.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all being sold. It's going to be all wiped out.
Oh,
City wants all of this out of here, so
That's too
our
bad.
family's selling it. No, it's not too bad.
No?
Too
Okay.
much crime around here and drugs.
Yeah, okay. Would you be inclined to let us take a couple pictures of it?
No.
No pictures?
No.
Okay.
It's not, there's nothing to it, sir. There's nothing to this house.
Nothing.
They've torn down houses that are 50 years older than this.
Yeah, okay.
There's nothing. There's
Well,
nothing.
we find beauty and stuff like that, but I understand that. All right, you have a good day, man.
Everything's going. You want to go to? You want to see old buildings?
Sure, you got a location for us?
Yeah.
What-
It's called the East Coast.
That's very true.
Buildings there were built.
So this isn't the first time this has happened. This is actually quite common in the type of work that we do. You will find an abandoned location with a homeless guy in it, like obviously this one, and he has staked his claim. He is not letting anybody in here. He will lie through his teeth and say he owns it or his family owns it, when it's obvious he's filthy. He actually smells really bad, and he lives in a tent in the back.
What had seemed like an abandoned relic was, at least in his eyes, still occupied. Whether he was the owner or not didn't matter. In that moment, the house was his, and there would be no further discussion.
So regardless, I'm not going to fight with anybody over something neither of us own. So real respectfully off camera, I told him, I said, hey man, look, I know you're homeless. I know you don't own this place. We just want some pictures and some video. Could I give you a couple 20s and maybe you can let us go in there for like 10 minutes? He pretty much just told me to leave. So it happens. I'm not going to argue with anybody over this type of thing. Good luck to him though. Well, what do they say? You win some, you lose some.
For urban explorers, moments like this are a reality. Not every silent building is empty, and not every forgotten home is truly abandoned. Some are claimed by those who have nowhere else to go, and when that happens, respect and distance become the only options. So, under the brightness of daylight, Bobby and his friend made the decision to walk away. Their curiosity had brought them to the edge of discovery, but caution told them it was time to stop. And in truth, it was a wise choice. They kept their composure, stayed friendly, and respected the man even though they knew his story didn't quite add up. Because in encounters like these, you never truly know what someone is capable of, or how quickly intentions can shift from harmless to dangerous. The house remained standing behind them, its secrets locked away, a reminder that sometimes the greatest surprise in exploration isn't what you find inside, but who is waiting at the door. So, what would you have done in a situation like this? Some encounters end with nothing more than a conversation and a choice to walk away. But even then, the unease lingers, because the unknown is never far behind. Few explorers understand that better than Dan Bell, whose time inside a children's asylum showed that sometimes you aren't just intruding on the past. You may be watched in the present. Dan Bell is one of the most famous urban explorers on YouTube. And over the years, he has documented countless abandoned locations. His videos are known for capturing the raw, unsettling atmosphere of forgotten places. But they also come with very real moments of fear. One of the most unnerving explorations took place inside a decaying children's asylum. These institutions, even in their empty state, already carry an overwhelming weight of sadness and unease. The peeling walls, broken toys, and lifeless corridors make them haunting on their own. But what happened to Dan here suggested he wasn't truly alone. Roughly 9 minutes into the video, viewers notice something chilling. Through the small hole where a door handle should have been, a dark shadow can be seen shifting away. It wasn't the movement of dust or light. It looked deliberate, as if someone had been standing right there, silently watching him through the door, and then stepped back when they realized the camera had caught them. Dan, focused on filming, didn't notice at the moment. But when viewers replayed the clip, it became clear. Something or someone was tracking him from just a few feet away. And this wasn't an isolated detail. According to many in the comments section, there are several other moments throughout the footage where figures can be seen. Faint outlines, movements in windows, shadows where no one should be standing. Some believe these were squatters living in the asylum. Others are convinced that what was caught on camera was something far stranger. Whatever the explanation, the idea of being observed silently in a place already heavy with history is what unsettled viewers most. What's perhaps most surprising is Dan's response. For many, such an experience would be enough to keep them away forever. But he later returned to the very same asylum, this time completely alone and in the middle of the night. That video is also available on his channel, and watching it knowing what had been spotted before makes it all the more terrifying. The silence feels heavier, the shadows deeper, as though at any moment someone could step into view. Dan Bell's exploration serves as a reminder of one of the greatest risks in urban exploration. You don't always know who or what might be sharing the space with you. Sometimes the most frightening discoveries aren't what you see directly, but what you notice only later, when it's already too late. Being watched without realizing it is one of the most unsettling possibilities of urban exploration. Dan Bell's footage captured that fear in silence. But for Bobby, the danger wasn't hidden in shadows or spotted later on a recording. It stood right in front of him, blocking his only exit inside a decaying bank in San Bernardino. On November 30th, 2021, he uploaded a video that began like many of his others, a quiet, curious exploration. The location was an old, long-abandoned bank office in San Bernardino, California. But what started as a simple, solo walkthrough of peeling walls and empty rooms quickly shifted into something far more unsettling.
I got it!
Crazy abandoned bank, sketchy, super sketchy location. Yeah, a lot of reports from explorers about homeless and meth and needles and whatever you can think of. Looks like there was a little bit of a fire right there on this side. I don't know what it looks like. I've never been in there. I've only seen a couple videos, but let's go get it. Damn. It smells like a major fire. Yup. There's a... Yeah, you got somebody's weave right there. A lot of different stuff in here. So you got an elevator right there. Yeah, you guys, there is a significant... Oh, shit. Look at the ATM machines.
From the moment he stepped inside, Bobby knew the risks. Abandoned buildings don't just hold the ghosts of the past. They can also attract the living. People seeking shelter or using the space for reasons that don't always invite company. Still, his curiosity pushed him deeper. Every hallway carried its own atmosphere. Old furniture left to rot, broken windows letting in faint streams of light, and that strange quiet that seems to linger in places long forgotten. Yet the further he went, the more the silence felt heavy, like something was waiting just beyond his sight. Bobby pressed on, documenting the experience, unaware that within minutes, the exploration would take a sharp and uncomfortable turn.
Jeez, where do these go to? Holy crap, they just keep going. It's like a restroom of some kind. Man. Okay, I hear some people coming inside. Let's take the stairs back down.
At the end of a corridor, near the only exit, Bobby spotted someone. Not another explorer, not a passerby, just a man standing in the shadows, blocking the way out. The realization hit immediately. To leave, Bobby would have to go right past him. There was no alternative path, no hidden staircase. The tension was immediate. One wrong move, and the situation could escalate. Keeping his composure, Bobby didn't panic. He turned back, taking slow, careful steps, all while keeping the camera rolling. The unease in the air was heavy. This wasn't the kind of danger that creaks or collapsing beams could cause. This was human, unpredictable, and far more immediate.
I just visited somebody, man.
Yeah, me too.
Why you gotta come through the front door?
I didn't know the front was open.
I didn't.
That's the front door?
Yeah, I guess.
Go ahead.
So what y'all doing? Just taking pictures?
Yeah, just take a picture of the property. Digital
Just like
projector?
that. Yeah, just like go for that, with that.
Nah,
You-
not a
it's like-
projector.
No, it's not a big one, it's a small one. Just look, like this.
Let me see what you got. Can't promise I'm gonna buy anything, but let me see what you got. What's that?
It's a projector. It's
Oh, I'm good with that, G.
This is a homemade one right here.
Yeah, you have a good one, boss.
You too, man.
Be safe. It's all good. And just like that, we don't even get 10 feet outside of the building, and this dude goes right back to talking shit all over again. Hey, some people, man.
In the end, Bobby managed to slip past without escalating the encounter. Relief replaced tension the moment he stepped away from the homeless man. But that brief encounter was enough to underline a truth that every urban explorer knows. The unknown isn't always paranormal. Sometimes, the most unsettling moments come not from ghosts, but from people. Those who share the same abandoned spaces for reasons you can never quite predict. Bobby walked away with his footage and a story that could have gone very differently. His video became more than just an exploration. It was a reminder of how quickly curiosity can give way to danger. The question lingers long after the video ends. If you found yourself in that same hallway, with someone blocking your only exit, what would you have done? Escaping a tense encounter reminds every explorer of the thin line between curiosity and danger. Bobby's story was proof of how quickly the human element can change everything. And Peter, exploring with friends, would come to the same realization inside a sprawling Formula One hotel. A place that looked lifeless on the outside, but carried traces of lives still unfolding within its walls. Exploring and Me, better known as EAM, is a channel built on curiosity and atmosphere, led by Peter, who often ventures into forgotten places with close friends at his side. In this video, Peter and some friends make their way to a vast, abandoned Formula One hotel, perched in silence, its glory days long past. From the outside, it looks like just another relic of a bygone era, its windows dark, its corridors seemingly lifeless. But once inside, the illusion of emptiness begins to crumble, because as they would soon discover, they were not alone.
Guys, we definitely think there's homeless people inside this old hotel. It's full of clothes, full of stuff, full of food. It smells bad. Oh, this is just a perfect place for homeless people, so we're pretty sure we're gonna get an encounter. Let's hope they're friendly. Maybe we can help them. Maybe they will scare us, we don't know. But we're gonna find out.
The first impression is overwhelming. Room after room sits frozen in time, filled with remnants of the past. Faded racing posters still clinging to the walls, broken lamps gathering dust, and scattered belongings left behind as if abandoned in haste. The atmosphere carries the weight of silence, but it isn't empty. Subtle signs, a blanket tucked into a corner, bottles that don't look as old as the rest, personal items left casually in place, suggest that others may still be here. Peter and his friends feel the unease settling in, yet their curiosity outweighs their caution. And so, despite the growing suspicion that the hotel may not be as empty as it appears, they press on deeper into its shadows.
So guys, this used to be the bar of this place. Pretty cool. A little bit quiet because we're pretty sure there's homeless people in one of the locked doors that we just found, but yeah, this is pretty cool, this bar. There's still tables and everything. I didn't expect that. Guys, we keep hearing sounds, so I'm a little bit scared. We think the homeless people are behind that door, so we cannot really film here. By the fire. There's an old plant, which of course is that. Which pretty depressing, this place. Ja, nou poep hè. Daarom dacht ik ook, er zit hier zo. Guys, we're pretty sure that they sleep over there because there's like a poop smell coming from there. Like fresh poop. So actually, out of experience, we're pretty sure there's homeless people right there, or they use it as a toilet, but they're inside this building, that's for sure.
The group moves carefully through the hotel, surrounded by fading reminders of its former life. What begins as curiosity soon shifts into unease, as subtle signs suggest the place isn't entirely abandoned after all. Rooms that should have been empty instead carry traces of recent use, turning silence into something heavier, as though unseen occupants might still be close by.
We don't know if it's smart. Okay. Gek. Ik maak hem wel open doen. Pretty paranoid because we're already having a bad day. We got arrested today. I lost my stuff, like my monopod, my new monopod, all my equipment they took. So I'm already having a bad day, and now I'm in this cool hotel, but it's infested by homeless people. I just don't know about this, you know. Is this a smart idea? We're 4 floors high right now, and we're going to the 5th floor. I didn't even know this place was this high. So guys, those were the hotel rooms. And again, those Formula One posters are all over this hotel. That's why this is called a racing hotel. Really interesting. There's some more posters over here. Also Formula One, Desperados. This used to be the little toilet. area with the shower. There isn't much vandalism here, but that's because probably people don't come here because the homeless people scare them away, you know? Because this is pretty easy to find location, like. And this used to be another room. It's kind of hard to see, it's too dark. So all of those rooms had their own showers. Those really old vintage hooks are pretty cool. Well, yeah, like again, there's no vandalism, it's trashed. Kinda because of people been living here.
They explore floor after floor, each turn of a corner carrying the expectation that someone might suddenly appear. Yet every room stands silent, every hallway empty. With no one in sight, their unease begins to ease, giving them the false comfort that perhaps their suspicions were wrong. But that fragile sense of safety would not last. In time, they would discover that they were not alone after all.
We are 6 floors high right now, so this must be the attic. Also, there's like shelter homes there that homeless people could be living. Kijk de matrassen. Nou, daar zitten we hier aan de linkerkant. Yeah, guys, this is now I hear something. I'm not going in there.
This was their sign to leave. The sounds weren't just the old building shifting under its own weight. They belonged to someone living inside. With that realization, the group knew they had seen enough. Cautiously, but as quickly as they could, they made their way back out. The silence of the exit heavy with the knowledge that the hotel was not truly abandoned after all. In the end, the abandoned hotel revealed itself not just as a relic of the past, but as a fragile reminder that emptiness is never guaranteed. The racing posters and faded decor spoke of another time, yet it was the subtle, living signs that left the deepest impression. For Peter and his friends, the realization was sobering. They were not alone, and what lingered here belonged to the present, not to them. Some buildings are better left to those who now inhabit them, their silence a warning, their shadows a boundary. And as they stepped back into the night, Peter and his friends carried with them the lesson that in places like this, you are never truly exploring alone. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.